Welcome to our channel Learn by Animation. If you have not subscribed our channel, then subscribe so you can get notification of new video. It give me motivation to make video like this. Point 1. Understanding dirty thoughts. Nature of thoughts. Transient and impermanent. Thoughts are fleeting and not inherently tied to one's identity. Recognizing this can reduce attachment or aversion. Dependent origination. Dirty thoughts arise due to specific causes and conditions. By addressing these, we can weaken their recurrence. Moral context in Buddhism. Thoughts of lust, greed, hatred, and delusion are considered unwholesome, akusala. They cloud the mind and lead to suffering. Purification is essential for developing right concentration, samma samadhi, and right view, samadhi, as part of the Noble Eightfold Path. 2. Techniques for removing dirty thoughts. A. Mindfulness, sati, observation without judgment. Observe the thought as it arises without attaching labels like good or bad. Techniques. Vipassana meditation emphasizes mindfulness of thoughts, helping you see their impermanent nature. Present moment awareness. Dirty thoughts often stem from dwelling on past desires or imagining future scenarios. Staying grounded in the present can dissolve these tendencies. B. Meditation, bhavana. Loving-kindness meditation, metta bhavana. Replace negative or lustful thoughts with thoughts of universal love and compassion. Example mantra. May all beings be happy, peaceful, and free from suffering. Mindfulness of breathing, anapanasati. Focusing on the breath calms the mind and reduces intrusive thoughts. Meditation on impurity, asubha bhavana. Contemplate the unattractive nature of the body to counteract lust. Visualization. Imagine the body is composed of bones, blood, and other unappealing elements. C. Ethical living, sila. Adherence to precepts. Following the 5 precepts creates a moral foundation that discourages the mental space for dirty thoughts. Association with wise companions, kalyana mitta. Surround yourself with individuals who encourage wholesome thinking and discourage unwholesome tendencies. D. Reflection and wisdom, panna. Contemplate impermanence, anicca. Realize that all objects of desire are fleeting and unsatisfactory, dukkha. Dependent origination, paticca, samuppada. Reflect on how desires arise due to ignorance and conditions. By understanding this chain, you can break free. 4 Noble Truths. Reflect on the nature of suffering and how craving, tanha, leads to it. 3. Practical day-to-day application. Daily mindfulness. Integrate mindfulness practices into daily life, such as walking meditation or mindful eating. Restraint of the senses, indriya samvara. Avoid stimuli that fuel unwholesome thoughts. For instance, limit exposure to media that provokes desire. Substitution of thoughts, vitakasantana sutta. When a dirty thought arises, consciously replace it with a wholesome thought, such as gratitude or kindness. Devotion and rituals. Practices like chanting or bowing can anchor your mind in reverence and humility. 4. Overcoming challenges. Patience and persistence. Overcoming dirty thoughts is a gradual process. Develop patience and celebrate small successes. Compassion for self. Do not berate yourself for having such thoughts. Instead, view them as opportunities for growth. 5. Advanced practices. Insight meditation, Vipassana. Delve deeper into the root causes of thoughts and their cessation. Jhana absorptions. Attaining higher states of meditative absorption can temporarily suspend unwholesome mental activity. Introduction. Understanding the challenge. Definition of dirty thoughts. Dirty thoughts encompass desires, lust, greed, hatred, or delusions that disrupt mental clarity and ethical conduct. Why address these thoughts? In Buddhism, thoughts are the seeds of actions. Allowing unwholesome thoughts to linger can lead to suffering, dukkha, and karmic consequences. The ultimate goal is not suppression, but transformation. Chapter 1. The nature of the mind and thoughts. 1.1. The mind is a stream. Analogy of the mind as a flowing river. Thoughts are like leaves floating on it, impermanent and ever-changing. 1.2. Causes of unwholesome thoughts. Craving, tanha, and ignorance of vijja. External triggers, e.g., sensual images, environments. Habitual tendencies, samskaras, shaped by past experiences and karma. 1.3. Dependent origination, paticca, samuppada. How dirty thoughts arise through links like contact, phassa, feeling, vedana, and craving, tanha. Chapter 2. Foundations of Buddhist practice. 2.1. The Noble Eightfold Path. How right view, samadhi, helps recognize the harmful nature of dirty thoughts. The role of right effort, samavayama, in cultivating wholesome thoughts and abandoning unwholesome ones. 2.2. The threefold training, sila, samadhi, panna. Ethical conduct, sila, minimizes triggers for unwholesome thoughts. Mental discipline, samadhi, develops focus to overcome mental distractions. Wisdom, panna, fosters insight into the nature of thoughts. Chapter 3. Meditation as the primary tool. 3.1. Mindfulness meditation, Vipassana. Observe thoughts without judgment to see their impermanence and non-self nature. Example practice, noting dirty thoughts as lust, anger, or craving without attachment. 3.2. Loving-kindness meditation, metta bhavana. Replace harmful thoughts with feelings of universal love. Gradual expansion. Start with self, then loved ones, neutral people, and even difficult individuals. 3.3. The meditation on impurity, asubha bhavana. Reflect on the unattractive aspects of the body to counteract lustful thoughts. Visualization exercises. Imagining decay or dissecting the body into its parts, skin, flesh, bones. Chapter 4. Daily practices for transformation. 4.1. Ethical restraint, indriya samvara. Guarding the senses. Limiting exposure to sights, sounds, and situations that provoke unwholesome thoughts. Practical examples. Avoiding certain media, managing relationships, and cultivating environments of purity. 4.2. The power of substitution. Vitakasantana Sutta guidance. Replace dirty thoughts with wholesome ones. Example substitutions. Replace lust with gratitude for the person's kindness. Replace anger with compassion for the person's suffering. 4.3. Journaling and reflection. Writing down recurring triggers and patterns. Reflecting on moments of success in overcoming unwholesome thoughts. Chapter 5. Working with challenges. 5.1. Dealing with strong cravings. Grounding techniques like focusing on the breath or walking meditation. Reflection on the impermanence of cravings. This too shall pass. 5.2. Overcoming self-judgment. Using self-compassion. Recognizing that all beings struggle with similar thoughts. The Buddha's teaching on gradual progress. Just as the ocean gradually deepens, so too does the Dhamma practice. Chapter 6. The role of Sangha, community. 6.1. Supportive friends, kalyana mitta. The influence of positive, ethical companions in shaping one's mind. Seeking mentorship from experienced practitioners or monastics. 6.2. Group meditation and chanting. The collective energy of practicing together can amplify one's efforts. Example. Chanting verses like the Metta Sutta or Karaniya Metta Sutta. Chapter 7. Developing insight and wisdom. 7.1. Contemplating impermanence, anicca. Realizing the fleeting nature of both thoughts and their objects. Meditation example. Watching a craving rise, peak, and fade. 7.2. Contemplating suffering, dukkha. Recognizing how dirty thoughts lead to dissatisfaction and entanglement. Reflection on cause and effect. How unwholesome thoughts impact relationships and inner peace. 7.3. Contemplating non-self, anatta. Realizing that thoughts do not define the self. Understanding the conditioned and impersonal nature of all mental formations. Chapter 8. Advanced practices. 8.1. Jhana practice. Entering meditative absorptions to experience states free from sensuality and unwholesome thoughts. The bliss of concentration, samadhi, as a temporary refuge. 8.2. Insight into emptiness, sunyata. deepening understanding that all phenomena, including thoughts, lack inherent existence. Practices from Mahayana Buddhism, such as Zen or Tibetan analytical meditation. Chapter 9. Applying Buddhist texts and stories. 9.1. Inspiration from the Buddha's life. How the Buddha overcame Mara's temptations under the Bodhi tree. Stories of monks and lay practitioners who overcame sensual desires. 9.2. Key suttas on mindfulness and restraint. Dhammapada verses on controlling the mind. Vipassana Sutta. Techniques for abandoning unwholesome thoughts. Conclusion. Embracing the path to purity. Removing dirty thoughts is not about repression, but liberation. Each thought is an opportunity to grow in mindfulness, compassion, and wisdom. Continuous effort transforms the mind into a vessel of clarity and peace, leading ultimately to nibbana. Mindfulness meditation is a cornerstone of Buddhist practice, aimed at cultivating awareness and insight into the nature of the mind and thoughts. Below is a detailed exploration of how mindfulness can help remove dirty or unwholesome thoughts. 1. Understanding mindfulness in Buddhism. 1.1. Definition of mindfulness sati. In Buddhism, mindfulness means paying close attention to the present moment with clarity and non-judgmental awareness. It involves observing the arising and passing away of thoughts, emotions, and sensations without reacting to them. 1.2. Why mindfulness is key to overcoming dirty thoughts. Observation without attachment. By simply observing unwholesome thoughts as they arise, you weaken their power over the mind. Creating mental space. Mindfulness introduces a pause between thought and reaction, allowing you to respond skillfully rather than impulsively. Insight into nature. Mindfulness reveals the impermanent, unsatisfactory, and non-self nature of all mental formations, helping to uproot craving and aversion. 2. Practical steps for mindfulness meditation. 2.1. Preparation. Find a quiet space. A peaceful environment reduces distractions and helps focus the mind. Posture. Sit in a comfortable yet upright posture, either cross-legged on a cushion or on a chair with feet flat on the floor. Set an intention. Begin with a resolve, such as, I practice mindfulness to purify my mind and develop wisdom. 2.2. Basic practice of Vipassana. Focus on the breath. Direct your attention to the natural flow of your breath at the nostrils or abdomen. Use the breath as an anchor to return to whenever the mind wanders. Observe thoughts. When a dirty thought arises, do not suppress it. Instead, note it with a label such as lust, anger, or craving. Example: lust has arisen. It will pass. Practice non-attachment. Avoid clinging to pleasant thoughts or resisting unpleasant ones. See all thoughts as impermanent phenomena arising and fading. Return to the present. After noting the thought, gently return your attention to the breath or bodily sensations. 3. Advanced techniques in mindfulness. 3.1. Noting practice. Use a silent mental label for the thoughts or feelings that arise. Example: when a lustful thought arises, mentally say, lust, lust. This simple act of labeling reduces the thought's intensity and prevents identification with it. 3.2. The impermanence reflection. As thoughts arise, notice their transient nature. Observe how each thought, no matter how intense, fades on its own without needing suppression. Example: this thought is like a cloud passing through the sky. It has no lasting substance. 3.3. Observing the gaps. Between thoughts, there are moments of silence or stillness. Pay attention to these gaps to cultivate a sense of spaciousness in the mind. 4. Overcoming common challenges in mindfulness practice. 4.1. Dealing with distraction. Problem: the mind keeps wandering to dirty thoughts. Solution: gently bring it back to the breath or the present moment each time it strays, without frustration. 4.2. Facing strong, dirty thoughts. Problem: certain thoughts feel overwhelming or repetitive. Solution: use the technique of riding the wave. Instead of fighting the thought, allow it to crest and subside naturally. observing it like a detached witness. For point 3, fatigue or boredom. Problem: maintaining mindfulness can feel monotonous. Solution: vary your meditation practice by incorporating walking meditation or reflecting on inspiring teachings. 5. Benefits of mindfulness for purifying the mind. Reduction in reactivity. With consistent practice, you'll find yourself reacting less to dirty thoughts, allowing them to dissolve naturally. Cultivation of inner peace. Mindfulness brings a sense of calm and clarity, even amidst turbulent thoughts. Insight into thought patterns. Over time, you'll recognize the triggers and conditions that give rise to unwholesome thoughts, enabling you to address their roots. 6. Mindfulness in daily life. 6.1. Moment-to-moment awareness. Integrate mindfulness into everyday activities like walking, eating, or even brushing your teeth. Pay full attention to each action. 6.2. Applying mindfulness to triggers. When encountering situations that provoke dirty thoughts, e.g., seeing an attractive person, use mindfulness to observe the arising feelings without acting on them. Example: mentally note, attraction has arisen, and let it go. 6.3. Evening reflection. At the end of the day, review moments when mindfulness helped manage dirty thoughts. Reflect on how it improved your response. 7. The role of mindfulness in long-term transformation. Mindfulness not only helps manage dirty thoughts in the moment, but also weakens the habitual tendencies that cause them. Over time, this practice leads to a profound purification of the mind, paving the way for deeper insights and liberation from suffering.